Hello everybody, Ollamh here, and welcome to James Patterson's Women's Murder Club, A Darker Shade of Grey. Now this is the second one, I do believe. I'm pretty sure that's right. I got these on Big Fish Games, which doesn't necessarily tell you the actual order of release and stuff like that, but if I remember right, I think this is the second one, and then we go on from there. If you haven't noticed, we actually played the first one a while back. You can click the I over there to watch it now, or I'll post it in the I will post it in the end cards of this video, so you can go check that out. That game is already completed. Then we go on to the second one here. So yeah, let's take a look and see what this beautiful little game has to offer. Jill Bernhardt, District Attorney. Thanks for meeting early. I've got an insane court schedule today. Colleen Washburn, Medical Examiner. It's the heat. People go nuts in the summer. I'm backlogged 2 weeks. 2 week on bodies. I think that's supposed to be 2 weeks. Cindy Thomas, reporter. Not me. I'm stuck on fluff stories about surfing and festivals. You don't have anything juicy, do you, Linz? Detective Lindsay Boxer, SFPD. The best thing you can say in homicide is that it's slow, and it's slow. I've been thinking, it's been ages since I've had a vacation. I'm dying to get out of town, someplace warm. Wait, wasn't the other gal just talking about the heat? Don't I wish? Go down to Cabo. It's only a few hours by plane, and... Hold on. Dead body at Presidio Beach needs you, Jacoby. So much for vacation, huh? If it were a homicide, Jacoby would say so. Dead body, probably an OD or something. Should be quick. Yeah, I'm sure. This is the start of a mystery game. I don't think so. See ya, ladies. Call me. Bye. Ugh. Wait, how are you standing in a booth? Hey, Lens, thanks for getting here so quickly. The victim is a young male. Looks like he fell off the cliff above. Sustained fatal injuries. It may be an accident, but I knew you'd want to take a look for yourself. Do we have an ID on him yet? No. So far, there are no matching missing persons reports, but I heard there were school kids staying at the Presidio. I don't know why I can't talk today. Thanks, Jacoby. I'll look around. Alright, notebook tells you what to look for, yada yada yada. I need to examine the scene, take pictures so I can refer to them later on. Right. I'm sure Claire will have an opinion about the injuries sustained in the fall. I'll wait for her to report. Okay, so we have, what is that, a marker and an eraser? Something weird about his tongue. Yeah, it's blue. That's not normal. Jackson Moore Academy. Logo on the shorts, but some of it's been scraped off. Ah, okay, so that's what we need to do. Okay, that was just a pain in the butt, and it's like, it didn't work half the time, which is irritating. Because it's like the E, it's like, no, you went outside the boundary. It's like, there is no fucking boundary. So yes, Jackson Moore Academy. I told you that when I first looked at it, but apparently, yeah. Must be the name of his school. Probably. Forensic team will collect the fiber. I'll take a picture of it for now. It might tell us something about where the Vic was or what he was wearing earlier. Possibly. The purple staining on his fingers might give a clue as to who he is or what he was doing prior to death. I should take a picture. Wait, you think he was like diddling Grimace or something? I'm not entirely sure. Alright, I'll finish this. Go to the commander's office. Oh, that fan is making a mess. I'd better turn it off. No switch on the fan. If I'm not careful which fuse controls the... I'm not sure which fuse controls the fan, but if I could cause a blackout, it would certainly take care of this. Boom, there we go. Turn on all the fuses, cause a power out. Why not turn off the fuses until the fan turns off? There, that's better. Now I can collect papers and see what I can find out about those school kids. Okay, housing schedule, West Point, Marine, Jackson Moore Academy, Codex, South Carolina, Barracks 4. Alright, Barrack 4, they're all out. I'll poke around and see if I can find a link to my Vic. Maybe I can find something, blue shirt, no. Yellow candies, no. That doesn't look right. Hunting, maybe. No, those are lemon bars. Does everybody have, like, snacks under their... Okay, there's that. Ah, purple pen and a red fiber. Right. So it's not guaranteed that this is the guy, but we're pretty sure. We have credible evidence that this is probably the victim. Winston Adams, adolescent male from South Carolina. He was visiting the Presidio with his school, Jackson Moore Academy, as part of a soccer tournament. He fell, or was pushed, to his death from a cliffside jogging path. This has to be the Vic's bunk. So he was a Sherlock Holmes fan. Hello, miss. We're out at a match at the sports field. I just came back to check on... I'm Detective Boxer, San Francisco PD. Oh, God. You were looking for Cadet Adams? Yes, Winston Adams. He didn't show up at roll call. I was furious. But then at the match, they said they were talking about a body. I'm afraid we found a boy wearing Jackson Moore shorts. I think it might be Cadet Adams. Of course, I'll need you to identify the body, Mr. Reynolds. It says so right across his chest. Reynolds, soccer team coach. Can't believe this. I've never even had a kid seriously injured in my care. What happened? Someone said he fell off a cliff? That looks like the case, but we don't have the facts yet. I'm sorry. What will I tell his parents? Mr. Reynolds, would you have any reason to think that it might not be an accident? Any trouble inside the team? No, nothing like that. I have to call Lieutenant Colonel Burns. He's the school's commanding officer. I'm sure he'll take the next plane. Excuse me, please. Mr. Reynolds, he's a suspect now. Jackson Moore, soccer coach and supervisor of the school trip. He seemed genuinely upset and surprised to learn of Winston's death, but if it was a homicide, he must be considered as a suspect. But we're not even sure it is a homicide yet. Hi, Claire, it's Linz. Could you do me a favor? I have the body of a young boy at the Presidio. I don't know why I have such trouble with that. It looks like he fell off fell from the cliff. It looks like he took a fall from the cliffs, but I'd like to make sure on this one. Can you come? Of course, I'll be right there. I just have 2 weeks worth of bodies backed up, but I'll drop them, and it's not like they're gonna get any more dead. All right, let's take a look here. Boulder's a little out of place. I don't see any traces of blood on it, but the tide might have washed it clean. It's possible it was dislodged by the fall, but I doubt it. Swab the blood. Winston Adams' fingers were badly crushed. Based on the position of the body and the base of the cliff, these injuries are unlikely to have been inflicted by the fall. Yet he didn't land, so his fingers are crushed, but he didn't land on him. That doesn't make sense to me. I'd better investigate further. Looks like ink. I can get a scraping of that in the lab. The swelling and discoloration along the neck, along with the fixed pupils. I'm 99% sure the cause of death was a broken neck on impact. At least it was fast. The blue tongue is not... that blue tongue is not a natural color. Wow, I'm glad we have a medical examiner that can tell that blue is not the right color for a tongue. It could be from something the victim ate. Knowing Lindsay, she's already figured it out. Yes, it was candy. We'll collect the fiber and test it. The body has a number of new-looking scrapes and bruises. That's not consistent with the fall, let alone despite the fact that he could have fallen and scraped and cut himself all along there. There are blood streaks on the cliff. If the blood is Winston's, it proves that his fingers were crushed before he fell. I'd better take a sample. Oh, now I need the swab? Yes. About wrapped it up? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Jacoby. Yeah, you can send him to the morgue. I want to run some tests there. Got a spoiler for me? Ha! I'm not satisfied that he fell. You can read all the juicy details in my autopsy report. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the, Wait, what do I need? Winston Adams' blood type is AB. Now I'll need to run the test again, this time on the blood I found on the cliff top. Yep, it is AB. Send it off the DNA to confirm that it's his blood. Finger grooves, blood, and footprints were found at the top of the cliffs where Winston Adams fell. Blood type matches victims. Evidence points to someone having stepped on his fingers to make him let go. On the victim's right hand were multiple bruises on the fingers and bloodied fingernails. The victim's fingers were essentially crushed. This is an unlikely injury to have been sustained during the fall. On the cliff where the fall occurred, I found grooves where the victim hung for his life. Blood was found in these grooves, and there were shoe prints in and around the grooves. This evidence is consistent with a scenario in which the victim fell or was pushed and hung onto the edge of the cliff, and in which the perpetrator stepped on the victim's fingers to get him to fall to his death. Boom, we're done. Game over, right? Hardly. We have to find out who did it now. Lieutenant Colonel Burns, commander of the Jackson Moore Academy, arrives that evening. Thanks for coming out to meet me, Detective Boxer. The death of one of my students is a top priority, and I don't want to lose any time. I appreciate that, Lieutenant Colonel Burns. I'm sorry this had to happen. I am sorry it had to happen here. I'd prefer to be sorry that it happened at all. Are the police confident it was an accident? Well, frankly, no. Lindsay explains about Claire's findings. I'm shocked, but these findings seem a little inconclusive. We've just started our investigation. I'm sure that as we proceed... But our cadets are due to return home tomorrow night. The news has made the parents particularly anxious for that to happen. I'm sure, but we can't. In the interest of time and as a matter of due diligence, I'd like a second opinion, a military autopsy. Wouldn't that slow things down? I know people at Travis Air Force Base. They're ready to move and have promised me a report within 24 hours. You're a very efficient man, Lieutenant Colonel Burns. The death of one of my cadets has my undivided attention. Yeah, something doesn't strike me as right with him. You do understand that the San Francisco Police Department is under no obligation to allow this additional autopsy or to accept its findings. I've already spoken to your superior, Lieutenant Dyer. He assured me of joint cooperation. Yeah, I don't like this guy at all. Very well. While you're arranging that, I would like to question the cadets as soon as possible. I'll call roll call in the morning. You do that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like the idea of him coming in saying, I don't trust you. I think you guys are missing something or aren't looking at the right stuff, so not a huge fan. But that's all the time we have for this particular episode. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. And don't forget to press the subscribe button down below so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions.
If you wanna see some
Cheerio!
crazy and also lazy, then you should meet me and my friends.
Look, creeps. They can't get away with it. You know, they just can't. Between you and me, Diary, you know they have to go. Sorry to wake you again, Lindsay. How do you feel about a little deja vu? A couple of fishermen pulled a body out of the bay in their nets this morning.